you like to touch balls? If you said yes to this question, you are 1 in 46 million Americans that like to play the most wondrous sport there is, volleyball. Volleyball is actually one of the hardest sports there is, and I disagree with anyone that tries to say that it's easy because there's so many aspects into volleyball. Mental, physical, it's all team, it's not individual at all. There's 6 players on the court at a time, and that's how it should always be. Like, it's never, if you look at a team and you see 6 individuals, that's not a team that's going to win. Because for volleyball, if one part of the team doesn't work, it doesn't work at all. You have to have your passers working for your setter to work, and if your setter doesn't work, your hitters don't work. For a setter, which is my position, you have to be thinking constantly about your back row, and as well as the other team's back row, and your position, as well as the other team's position, and your hitters, and the other team's hitters. So, for the mental part of it, for me, I have to think about, are my passers on? Am I getting good passes? Am I getting good enough passes to set up good hitters? Are my hitters on? Because if I'm setting a hitter, I don't want them to be having an off day because therefore they won't be hitting well, which means we won't be winning. And so there's always a lot of things to be thinking about. There's always talking going on in a game, or at least there should be. You should always be hearing your back row talking, like tip, hit, line, cross. You should be hearing your hitters talking if they touched the ball when they went to block, if they want the ball to hit. There's always talking. There should always be calling for the ball. You want to know who's going to get the ball, if the ball is going to get gotten by the girl next to you, or if it's going to hit the ground, because that means it's the other person's point. So communication is always happening on the court, as well as movement. If you don't move as a team, you don't work as a team. Because if the ball goes that way, your team should be moving towards the ball together. Because, like I said, it's not 6 individuals, it's one team. And for the attitude part, you have to have a good attitude. Like, before a game, you have to make sure your attitude is positive, because positivity will win a game. If you go in thinking, like, I'm about to make a mistake, or you're not confident on your next move, it's like downfall. It's all snowball effect, because if one part of the team doesn't work because of your attitude, then the whole team doesn't work. Like I said, it's all everything has to work, or else nothing will work. During a game, you have to keep your attitude positive. Mistakes are bound to happen. Volleyball is a game of mistakes. That's how you get points, is the other team's mistakes. So you just have to be able to shake off what you do, or make sure that the other team can't shake off what they do. So you always have to be thinking about attitude. After a game is also extremely important. You win as a team, you lose as a team, you play everything's as a team. So if you go in and you lose a game, and then you leave your game and you're all mad, and you don't even walk off the court with your team, or you don't go sit with your team, that just shows distance within a team. And that makes it really easy for the next team to come and pick at you in that game and lose. So you always have to be positive. You always have to, even though you lost, you have to make sure you're not blaming anyone, because if it's a team sport, you can't blame a single person for losing. It's a team sport. So you always have to be positive, and you always have to be ready, always be ready. So this is why volleyball is one of the hardest sports there is, I personally think. And you can't ever discredit a volleyball player, because there's always a lot of things going into their head, mental-wise, everything like that.